Thank you for joining us today. You are listening to another episode of Cloud and Clear, SADA's Cloud Transformation Podcast. I'm your host, Joyce Mueller, Director of Retail Solutions at SADA. Before we get started, please remember to click like and subscribe to our channel wherever you listen to podcasts. Today, I'm pleased to welcome two guests, Matt Pavich, Senior Director of Strategy and Innovation at Revionics, and Paul Tepfenhart, Director of Global Retail at Google. Welcome both to the show.
Hi, Joyce.
Great to be here, Joyce.
We're going to have a great conversation today. We're thrilled to have you with us. We'll be zeroing in a bit on your expertise with AI and retail and how it's making an impact, especially in the area of pricing and promotions. We have a range of folks that listen to this podcast. So I kind of want to level set at the beginning that we're all shoppers and we're all interested in this way. And so I thought maybe we could start with Paul a little bit. I know that AI has been enhancing the shopping journey for years. It's definitely ramping here lately, but I wonder if you could provide just a few examples of how you see AI being leveraged in the retail space.
Sure, Joyce, and excellent to be here today. When I think about AI, it's been a journey, right? We've seen it over the last 5 years, and AI is tremendously helpful in terms of things like customer experience. Think about improvements in retail search and in recommendations, all the different discovery experiences. It's also helping drive much more effective marketing. Think about personalization, think about loyalty, really think about everything in marketing from campaign ideation all the way through creating the assets. We're seeing AI touch those. There's also operational excellence, such as improving demand forecasting, pricing, assortment, even down to the store level, inventory. So very broad array in the operations side. Even supply chain, right? As we think about logistics optimization, saving cost, improving customer service, and reducing carbon footprint. I guess finally, store modernization is another topic AI has really impacted, including things like how do the associates interact and experience things? How do we improve productivity in the store? Things like task management. I could go on and on. I love this area, but I'm gonna hold at 5 today.
Thanks, Paul. I think from what you're saying, what might surprise people is that AI is helping not just in the digital journey. People might realize that when they're shopping online, it's helping with recommendations and things they like and kind of leading you to places in marketing and all that sort of thing. But you've also pointed out supply chain and the way associates work and that AI is having an impact there. So in-store or online, AI is really there. I remember I was working with an editor on a blog recently, and he was commenting in about how in the world is AI really helping me, the shopper, find my shirt that I want. I'm like, well, AI decided which shirt you were going to want, made sure it was inventory, and that had it there for you. You didn't even know that you wanted that shirt, but AI knew that you wanted.
That's right.
Maybe. I might be taking it a bit too far, but...
Well, I think you're spot on.
Okay, great. So, Matt, in addition to everyone being a shopper, everybody wants better prices. So I wonder, at a high level, can you tell me more about Revionics and how you're innovating in the retail space?
Yeah, exactly. And also very happy to be here. So Paul mentioned all the ways that AI touch people throughout their retail journey, right? And Revionics is really focused on pricing. And why pricing? Well, Gartner puts out a study every year on all the different AI use cases. And they always rank them in terms of how much value you can get in terms of business feasibility and how easy they are to implement. And pricing always comes out as number one. Price and promo and markdown optimization. That's why Revionics is focused in this space as a global leader in retail pricing, right? Because we want to make sure that we're bringing cutting edge AI and science and all the best tools and all the best science to help retailers find the right price point for consumers. And if you think about, all you have to do is, look at the news today and you'll see that pricing is the top concern for consumers, right? It's all about inflation, deflation. Anytime a major retailer makes a pricing announcement, it gets top headlines, right? Because consumers, they care about price. And price ultimately is the fastest lever you can pull to really drive results for your business as a retailer. You can't change your assortment overnight. You can't change your supply chain overnight, right? But what you can do is you can lower prices, you can raise prices, and you can instantly impact things ranging from your price perception to your profits, to your margin, to the way your consumers interact with you and view your value, to how you grow your private label brand versus your national brand. So we are very happy to be in the AI pricing space. It is very critical today for retailers and consumers alike.
You went over a lot of things and a lot of detailed areas of where probably price optimization solutions are solving problems for retailers. I just want to peel back a little bit because that was kind of a lot for me to digest. And maybe you could zone in on just a couple of examples. I mean, what's coming to my mind as a consumer was a recent splurge of articles about a certain retailer that was going to use surge pricing. I've seen had customers ask me about surge pricing and things. Is that what we're talking about? Or are we talking about other things? And how does it benefit the consumer?
Yeah, so I'll speak to the many ways that AI and optimization benefit the consumer. So at the end of the day, retailers want to do many things, but one of the most critical things is they want to offer a great price perception to their consumers, right? Not every retailer can afford to have better prices than the leading players in the market, right? You can't beat Walmart on price on everything. You can't beat Amazon on everything, et cetera, right? So you have to use the best analytics and the best AI to understand where do you really want to fight for price perception? Where do you really want to drive value? So a lot of our retailers, and Revionics works with some great retailers. We work with 12 of the 50 largest retailers, 5 of the top 10 grocers, right? They use the best pricing science and analytics available to identify the items that are most important to consumers. And then they use optimization and a lot of the other cutting edge science that we offer to understand how do they continue to win the price perception, offer the best prices on those items consumers care most about, while doing other business objectives like making sure that, that they don't lose a whole lot of profit and margin while doing that, making sure that they can do things like grow private label, making sure that they can, maximize if they have limited vendor funds so that they can promote the right products and not run promotions that don't really help them or offer consumers what they want. Or just some of the other things of understanding the indirect impacts, right? Like cannibalization. I promote this brand, but it ultimately hurts my business because it just hurts another brand's sales, right? So there's a whole lot that goes into it, but ultimately it's all about finding the right price on the right item, and it's highly complex. You think about retailers who have hundreds of thousands of SKUs, thousands of stores, right? You have to have the right price through the right channel for all your consumers. And it just, you're not going to be able to do that in your brain or on Excel. You need to have the best solutions available to help you with that. So
complexity is probably why we're bringing a lot of data analytics and AI and data science into the equation, which is hard for certain size retailers or even the big retailers who have skill gaps to build on their own. So having it baked into things like Revionics is certainly helpful. Paul, I want to turn back to you because we are getting to a little bit touching on the actual underlying technologies that make this possible. So how is Google Cloud playing a part in this picture?
Yeah, I think the best way to describe it is Google Cloud is the part of the iceberg you don't see. And whether it's the scalable infrastructure that was built for Google's 9 properties with over 1 billion users, or the amazing security that protects all the digital assets, we help retailers make data accessible and useful for all these types of applications. We also help modernize their digital commerce stack so that they can manifest these things in real time using headless service-based architectures. And then the ice cream on the top is this world-class leading AI and generative AI capabilities that come through on Google's Vertex platform. It's got over 130 different models. Some of them are Google created, some of them are open source. But that's the stack of capabilities that these fantastic solutions that Revionics has put together are built upon.
Yeah, I can't say enough about the great work. We've been partnered with Revionics for a number of years now, and you are innovating at a very fast pace, faster than some of the largest retailers. So it's great that your solution is there, kind of rather than having to put all the Legos together that Paul was talking about. You've already done that, and then retailers can take advantage of it. So getting back to price optimization solutions, are there any misconceptions or other thoughts that you have on how they're being used by retailers?
I'll speak to 3 really quickly and give a quick example of them. The first is that price optimization is all about profit, and that is categorically not true. The second is that it doesn't have guardrails, and once you have AI running your prices, it can go, crazy and come up with some weird prices or really get extreme. And the third is it's coming for your job, right? And all three are fundamentally wrong, right? So the first one, all I really have to say about that is our customers at Revionics who are using our advanced AI, they actually focus on market share and price perception. And the true fact behind that is that during peak inflation, they actually raised their retails at a lower percentage than inflation in general, right? So they actually took their prices up less than the market while growing market share. One example is one customer in Europe who actually, they grew their market share by over 20% in their specific major European market just by having better prices than the competition, right? So there are lots of objectives. It's not just about profit. And the reality is you can raise profit a lot easier than you can be competitive. It takes a lot more analytics to try to beat other companies using analytics, right? The second misconception, to be really quick on that, is that any sophisticated solution will have guardrails in place, right? You can limit how often you take price increases. You can limit the percentage of price increases. You can limit how much you want to have AI influence your pricing or how much you just want to follow a rule like, hey, I want to match Walmart, right? You can also set ethical standards to say, hey, if I'm raising the price on, women's shampoo, I want to raise the price on comparable men's shampoo, right? Or things like that, right? And the third is, it's not coming for your job. We've implemented over 125 leading retailers. And the key point is they've always grown their pricing organizations as a result of the implementations, right? We'll start with maybe a team of 5, more tactical people, and we'll elevate them. In 3 years into our journey, they will be a team of 10 people. We're doing more strategic functions. And then finally, if you really want to protect your job, you have to be a retailer using the best technology out there, right? That's how you win. That's how you gain share. That's how you stay relevant. And the reality is 5 of the 10 fastest growing brands from a market perspective in retail are Revionics customers. So just using the right tools to make your company relevant is going to do more for your job than anything else out there. So those are 3 misconceptions.
What's that old adage, Matt? AI is not coming for your job. Somebody who's able to leverage it might be.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty true, right? I mean, the internet was coming for our job. I'm sure the steam engine came for people's jobs, right? The reality is technology evolves. You want to be on the cutting edge of it. We partnered with Google to be on the cutting edge of it. If you want to be a leader in AI and technology, Google is the person you want to, play with. You don't want to play with other partners, right? So you embrace it, you adopt it, you transform your organizations, you learn how to use it, and you learn how to get the most value out of it. Again, while applying all those ethical things and guardrail things that a world-class solution offers.
Yeah, allows you to innovate a bit faster and even with less risk because you've already built the guardrails in for them. And I was recently talking to a national retailer, someone in merchandising, deals a lot with pricing and promotions, and she was talking about the fact that it can be a 6-month run of planning for a promotion. I'm wondering, could some of the technologies start to make that a little more real time?
Yeah, I mean, from my perspective, definitely. We've seen things have sped up considerably from regular pricing perspective to a promotional perspective. And again, it's because of the analytics, because of the ability to understand, react. The simple fact of the matter is the market's rapidly evolving. The competitive landscape's rapidly evolving. So you need the platform, the AI tools, and the sophistication to evolve with it, along with the team having the processes to adopt that technology to do the right thing that the market actually wants, instead of just doing what you want or what your vendor wants or what looks good on an Excel sheet because you learn how to do basic math, right? You have to trust the analytics, and you have to truly listen to your customer, what they're telling you with their data, and truly see what's out there and let AI help guide your decision. There's always going to be an art and a science, right? But it's important to make sure that science is at least considered in all those decisions.
Paul, I saw you nodding your head when I said that 6-month run to promo.
Oh, that's heartbreaking, right? I mean, in the this day and age, you can't have a 6-month lead time. I've lived it in my past for sure. But the advent of tools like Revionics, we're not sitting here looking at a 6-month planning window. We're talking about days and weeks to be able to execute these kinds of things, and that's key.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so if we turn ourselves a little more towards the future, I'd love to get some of your predictions and even some of your experience from the past, what you saw kind of then and what's happening now, and what you think will happen maybe 12 to 18 months going forward with regard, Paul, with regard to AI in general in retail, and Matt, you with just pricing and promotions or other areas of your expertise. Maybe we'll start with Paul. Where do you see the...
Sure. We're seeing tremendous adoption, lots of pilots, lots of scale up. So I mean, my prediction, and it sure wouldn't be 18 months, it'd be faster. Would be you're going to see retailers heavily adopting AI, Gen AI, and you'll see it all over the map. You'll see it in the marketing areas. You'll see it in the call center areas. You'll see it in conversational commerce and certainly in the operational areas to be more effective and efficient, like pricing and assortment and those kinds of things. I think you're going to see a lot more effective implementation of existing strategies using these tools. And I also think they enable you to try other things in the A/B kind of a test to see what new variants you might want to implement for your company. That's really the beauty of these tools. It's that they enable simulation, forecasting, and various option analysis. That's why I'm so excited to see the things that Revionics is doing to enable the retail sector.
Yeah, my take is that retail in a lot of areas is still clipboard and pen and intuition of a store manager. And so there's a lot of room for improvement and consistency. I'll say, retailers deal with lots of stores and promotions across many stores. What would be better in this region versus that region? And we're relying a lot on intuition, I believe, in the past.
Yeah.
For
Well,
that is that true, Paul?
yeah, that gets back to the question you asked Matt around what are some of these misconceptions and where do things stand in retail. One of the things I hear a lot when we talk about pricing optimization is, oh, that's only for large enterprises. And that's simply just not true, and particularly not true with the tools that are now available. Businesses of all sizes can benefit from the pricing optimization capabilities. I think that's absolutely essential to point that out. And not all pricing optimization solutions are the same either. And you kind of get that objection. But when you're leveraging AI and you're leveraging your data repository and you have a good, clear strategy that you're running and then testing to optimize, there's a tremendous amount of difference between tools like Revionics and others. So I would strongly encourage you to take a hard look at how that can help your business.
I love the point you made there about leveling the playing field. And then if we think, 10 years back with e-commerce, how cloud leveled the playing field and that a small retailer could handle a spike in load without issue because they had cloud and elasticity of it. Now we're talking about AI and it's a lot of skill gap, right? And so cloud, as well as Revionics, having things that are out of the box and implementable by all size retailers really does start to level the playing field a bit.
Well said.
Yeah, I don't want to overlook your predictions. What would you have some predictions about pricing optimization or any other area that you expect coming in the next 12 to 18 months?
I think we're really talking about refining strategies, optimizing strategies, and seeing that broadly happen across the landscape. So I think I hit most of that. I'm going to flip the ball to Matt on that one.
Yeah, I think some of the stuff Paul was talking about earlier, just the ability to scale it, the ability to get more people to do it faster with better results and better science. We're definitely going to see more retailers adopting AI. We know that AI has become more relevant. Some of that Gen AI, the stuff that we've talked about, that's going to continue to grow. In fact, Revionics launched Gen AI in its platform this year. We're really proud of it. It's helping to make workflows easier and helping to bring consumer data to their fingertips a lot easier. But I would say what we're seeing is a continued speed, right? We talked about that speed change before, but pricing is becoming more and more dynamic every year, and it's just accelerating. We're seeing a rapid growth in electronic shelf labels. Now in North America, it's not just this concept that's in Europe or a few unique markets, right? This is actually growing with major mega tier 1 retailers, and tier 1 retailers are adopting ESLs. We're also seeing the growth of online, and the ability to move that quickly requires that sophisticated platform that can give you these optimizations at scale. Finally, the ability to solve harder challenges, right? Base price is always offered, some basic challenges like, you take the price up or you take the price down depending on conditions, competitiveness. And I'm not trying to say it's simple, it's very complex. Promo is a lot more complex. You have loyalty programs, you have points, you have buy X, get Y, you have, these sort of market or basket level promotions, right? So the ability to solve some of those harder challenges are going to be a lot easier, especially to do it at scale for retailers using their data. And this will also lead to more personalization. We know there's a definite trend toward personalization. And I think that that's going to continue to grow, and figuring out the right way to do that with the right data and the right level of, controls and ethics, and making sure that everyone's getting fair deals that are right for them and help them while also helping their retailer who is offering them. It's going to be critical.
I'm going to pitch in a crazy idea for sustainability too. You mentioned it like electronic shelf labels, and that reminds me of a market that I once visited in Chicago where they had those, and I thought, gosh, if we could get AI working to know when those strawberries were about to turn, and then we could change that pricing label to the right price to make those strawberries go. I know fresh is just a huge issue in grocery, and if dynamic pricing and some amount of AI can help, that's good for the consumer, good for the retailer, and also probably good for the planet.
Yeah, actually, sustainability is an area we don't talk enough about with AI. A lot of our retail partners are using our solution for different green initiatives. It could be even changing the pricing gap between an organic brand versus a non-organic brand to help raise the sales volume of the more organic brand, right? There's so many things. Just simply optimizing your markdowns reduces waste, going beyond produce and fresh, right? Produce and fresh is obviously the poster child of it, and there are technologies out there today that can help with that, but just, throwing away less stuff or having a better clearance strategy can lead to a lot of sustainability wins. So there's a lot of ways that you can really help. You can optimize to promote more local brands. There's a lot of different ways that you can have a system help you strategically using analytics, help your sustainability initiatives.
Amazing. Such great insights from you both. I am incredibly grateful that you joined me to have this discussion, and so insightful. So thank you so much, Matt and Paul.
Thank you.
Great, Joyce. It's been fabulous to be here and look at all these amazing areas of AI. The one parting message I'd want to give the audience is I really see tremendous opportunity with AI doing things that humans cannot do at scale. So I encourage everyone listening to learn about it and get started with a pilot on your priority use cases. Don't miss out on this.
Fantastic way to wrap it up. And for the audience, you won't want to miss these kind of exclusive insights from leaders like Matt and Paul in our upcoming episodes. So make sure to like and subscribe to the show, and we'll see you next time on Cloud and Clear.
Thank you for listening to Cloud and Clear. Check the show notes for links to this week's topics. And don't forget to connect with us on Twitter @Cloud and Clear and our website, sada.com.